What's up YouTube? This is Wendell Mudley coming to you with another fishing video. This morning I am in Pipeline Beach at Amanzimtoti here in Durban, and yeah, it's been a few weeks, guys, since I've actually come out to the beach. Things got a little bit busy towards the Christmas period, but it's so good to be out. I wanted to wish you all a happy new year, and stay tuned today for some content. Hopefully you get hooked up. We're just getting set up here. It's probably about 5:45, so 5:45 in the morning, and I'm going to bring you some updates as we go along. Conditions are great. The sea, the weather, the wind, everything is actually perfect today, so hopefully we get hooked up. So stay tuned, guys. Hang tight. Guys, I'm about to throw out a shad bait. You take a look at this. This is a standard shad trace, and the bait of choice today is mackerel. So I'm gonna throw not too far. Hopefully we get hooked up. Wendell is on there with a shad. His first throw. Here it comes. Guys, first shad in the morning. Actually a very small guy, but nonetheless it's a start. So I'm going to be changing my trace now from a shad trace. Let's just see what we have in here. Okay, this is certainly not it. This is certainly not it. Have some leader line here. Muscle cracker. Here is the guy. I guess I'm just gonna try a stumpy trace. So let's get this out. Okay, so this is what my stumpy trace looks like. So you have a cone sinker, and this is a very special mustard hook, as you can see. And I'm going to rig this up with sea lice. So I'm going to show you how I rig this up with sea lice in a few seconds. Okay, so this is what the finished product looks like. So as you can see, there's a double sea lice that I've tied on to my hook. Some guys will additionally like to open up the sea lice and allow the guts to come out to create a bit of scent, but today I've just gone for just tying on the double sea lice just like that whole without opening it up. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a throw and put it on the rod stand, and let's see if I get picked up. Okay, so I'm joined by my good friend here today, Mr. Joash Pule. We've known each other for a few years, and he's an excellent fisherman. So we fished together quite a few times together down at Toti. We've got 2 sticks out at the moment, sea lice, waiting for a good run.
And then yeah, we tried for some share. There was a couple of share that came out in the morning. A couple of other fishermen here. Wendell caught one. A couple of bullies picked up one, two. Wasn't much because the water was high. But now water is running out, so hopefully we should get some lucky fish. So the small stick there were the two chase messing around with the wave garrix. And hopefully we'll have something lekker to take home.
What I've seen from fishing with Joash is quite a versatile fisherman, and he does have a lot of expertise. In fact, his grandpa and my grandpa fished together. I'm talking about from the 60s to the 70s, and they were in a league of their own. They were fishing off South Pier, if you look at Durban Harbour, and going towards the right hand side, so around that mountain there, for those that know the Durban area well. And yeah, they were the legends of the past, legends of the tide. And so his grandfather passed down the knowledge to him, and my grandpa passed down the knowledge to me. So Joash, what words of advice could you pass down to maybe some seasoned anglers, or even those that are just starting, as far as it comes to developing their fishing craft and getting better, expanding maybe the type of fishing that they do? Is there any keys or gems that you could pass on?
You know all these things. You got to judge the tide. When you're throwing, just don't ash your throw. Take your time. Make sure your sinker lands where you want it to land. Your baiting needs to be very important. Make sure your baiting is neat. So that things are very, very important with fishing. The tide must be right. Judge the tide when you're going. Know that you're going to fish for the coming in or the running out. Or if you're spending the whole day, doesn't matter. You can go anytime. But if you're going a couple hours, make sure you judge the tide and go, so that you don't lose out. You're not going to waste your time. Your bait needs to be good and fresh. Take out sea lice, make sure it's fresh sea lice. Pumping tackle, make sure it's fresh. You can't freeze it if you're messing around, taking the kids just to go kill the day. But you want something decent, make sure your bait is right.
So definitely, guys, as you've heard now from Joash, some really good tips. And if I could just chime in and just talk about one thing that's also important to me, I think that's bait presentation. I see a lot of guys going wrong there when they do not take the appropriate time and also have the patience to bait up properly. And as far as what I've seen and what I've experienced and what has been passed down to me, your baiting, I would say, is like 80% of your fishing. You could have the best tackle, but if your baiting is not right, you're not going to get that bite. Could you expand on that a little bit more, Joash?
Over the years, we've watched guys, especially during the shad season. Guys just want to anyhow because the fish is there. Now you must go, when there's a shoal of shad around, for sure anyhow you're going to get it. But if there's one shad that's chowing, and if your baiting is not right, you'll never get that bite.
Exactly.
You must make sure that it's neat. When you're cutting to your cutting must be neat, not anyhow. You can see the cotton hanging. Take pride, take time in your baiting, and definitely you'll get the fish.
Joash also shared some other things about fishing that I think can also help beginner anglers that are just learning in the sport, because he did talk about the seasons, the times, the wind, just so many factors that goes into determining the success of your trip when you're going. So I think planning is also crucial as well, Joash, starting the timetable. How has that been for you in terms of your study of the timetable and the weather conditions?
Well, that's the only way I do fishing. Unless I'm going to spend the day with the kids, it doesn't bother me. But if I'm going to really catch fish, I'll make sure that the tide needs to be right, the right wind blows. If not, I'm not going to go. The best tides to fish is 3 days before spring, 3 days after spring. The fish. But most people say in the high tide you're going to catch. But from my experience, the dead low, first turn of the water you'll catch fish. Half water you'll catch fish. Water turn to run out, half water you're going to get fish.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful advice. This is a colloquialisms that we use when we talk about running out water. We're talking about it going to the low tide. When we talk about coming in water, we're talking about it approaching the high tide. So yeah, these are some of the slang terms that we use while we talk. Guys, I want to show you something that's really, really interesting. So above me there's clouds, and of course the sun is right at the center as it's getting closer to midday now, but there's this unusual ring. It's almost like there's a rainbow around the clouds in a perfect circle. This is really, really unusual. Now with the polarized lenses, I can see this a little bit better. Oh my goodness. This is the first time I've ever seen something like this before. Wow. Okay guys, so we're headed home. It's closer to lunchtime and we decided to call the session. It was a good day even though the fishing was slow. What do you think, Joash?
Yeah, we enjoyed ourselves. Unfortunately, the desired fish just didn't happen.
But nonetheless, a day well enjoyed to be out, at least for me, after about 3 weeks. So yeah guys, that does it for our session today. So continue to stay tuned for our next fishing video. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, take care.